The Zephyrian War Council had gathered in their crystalline command chamber, their translucent forms flickering with nervous energy. Admiral Vexitar's voice resonated through the quantum mesh that connected their consciousness. "The human fleet approaches Kepler 442b, he announced, his bioluminescent patterns pulsing with calculated precision. 47 vessels against our 300. This will be concluded within the solar hour." The Zephyrians had dominated the galaxy for millennia. Their technology was unmatched. Plasma cannons that could vaporize entire moons, shields that bent spacetime itself, and ships that moved faster than thought. They had conquered 1,000 worlds, each victory as methodical and inevitable as the last. Humans, by comparison, were primitives. Their ships were crude metal constructs held together by what the Zephyrians assumed was hope and desperation. Their weapons fired simple kinetic projectiles and basic energy beams. When first contact had occurred, the Zephyrians had dismissed them entirely. That dismissal had cost them 12 colony worlds. "Sir," Communications Officer Zilmoth interrupted, her patterns shifting to deep purple uncertainty. "The humans are transmitting something." "Surrender terms, no doubt," Vextar replied. "Display it." The holographic image materialized. A middle-aged human woman in a simple uniform sitting calmly behind a metal desk. Captain Sarah Chen of the Terran Defense Force looked directly into the camera with steady brown eyes. "Admiral Vextar," she began. "I'm Captain Chen. We need to talk." Vextar's form shimmered with amusement. "The prey wishes to negotiate. How quaint. Open a channel." Within moments, the human captain's image appeared before the War Council. She showed no fear, no desperation, only a curious sort of patience that unsettled the Zephyrians more than they cared to admit. "You have 47 ships," Vextar stated. "We have 300. Your surrender will be accepted with minimal destruction to your vessels." Chen smiled, a peculiar human expression that the Zephyrians had never quite understood. "Admiral, I appreciate the offer, but I have a counter-proposal. You withdraw from this system and we'll let you leave with your dignity intact." The War Council erupted in harmonized outrage, their forms blazing with indignant colors. Vextar's voice cut through the chaos like a plasma blade. "Human arrogance knows no bounds. You will learn why the galaxy fears us." "Actually," Chen replied, leaning back in her chair, "we've been studying why the galaxy fears you for quite some time. Your plasma technology is impressive. Took our scientists 3 years to figure out how it works." Vextar paused. Something in her tone suggested this conversation was heading somewhere he hadn't anticipated. Chen continued, "The thing about plasma weapons is they require a very specific type of containment field. Disrupt that field, and instead of a focused beam of destruction you get, well, let's just say it's not pretty for anyone nearby." "Impossible," Vextar scoffed. "Our containment technology is beyond your comprehension." "You'd think so," Chen agreed. "But humans have this peculiar trait. We're very good at breaking things we don't understand. Lieutenant Morrison, would you demonstrate?" On the tactical display, one of the human ships, barely a speck against the massive Zephyrian dreadnought beside it, fired a single, seemingly insignificant projectile. It struck the dreadnought's primary plasma cannon array. Nothing happened, for a moment. Then the entire forward section of the ship erupted in a cascade of uncontrolled plasma discharge, tearing through the vessel like wildfire. The War Council watched in stunned silence as their most powerful ship tore itself apart. That projectile contained about 50 cents worth of rare earth elements, Chen explained conversationally. When introduced to your containment field, matrix at a specific resonance frequency, it creates what our engineers call catastrophic cascade failure. We've had 3 years to perfect the delivery system. Vextar's form had shifted to a pale, shocked white. "How did you—" "Oh, that's the beautiful thing about being underestimated," Chen interrupted. "While you were busy conquering worlds with overwhelming force, we were busy watching, learning, and adapting. Every battle you fought, every weapon you fired, every piece of debris you left behind, it all taught us something new about you. Another Zephyrian ship suffered a plasma cascade, as human projectiles found their marks with surgical precision. You see, Admiral, you made one critical error in your assessment of humanity. You thought this was about superior technology. It never was. This is about superior adaptation. The human fleet, still vastly outnumbered, moved through the Zephyrian formation like dancers who knew every step of a complex routine. Each shot was precise, calculated, devastating, not aimed at destroying ships, but at turning the Zephyrians' own weapons against them. Your shields can stop our weapons, Chen acknowledged as another dreadnought began tearing itself apart. But they can't stop our ideas. Your armor can deflect our missiles, but it can't deflect our understanding of your weaknesses. You're superior. Firepower means nothing when every shot you take makes you more vulnerable. Within minutes, a dozen Zephyrian ships had fallen victim to their own weapons. The remainder found themselves surrounded by debris fields of their own making, their formations broken, their tactical advantage evaporated. "This is impossible," Vextar whispered. "No, Admiral," Chen replied gently. "This is human." The Zephyrian fleet, for the first time in their species' military history, found themselves outmaneuvered, outthought and utterly outclassed by an enemy they had dismissed as primitive. "You could have been gods to us," Vextar said, his voice heavy with something approaching respect. Chen shook her head. "We're not interested in being gods, Admiral. We're interested in being neighbors. The choice of which one you prefer is entirely up to you." As the Zephyrian fleet began its retreat, Admiral Vextar realized that humanity hadn't won through superior technology or overwhelming force. They had won through something far more dangerous: superior thinking. The humans hadn't needed to outgun them. They had simply needed to understand them better than the Zephyrians understood themselves. And in a universe where raw power had always determined victory, that changed everything.